Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. Much like Baker Mayfield, I woke up feeling dangerous, everyone. We are the Fourth One podcast. We are, of course, live from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, home of the world's tallest trees.
Interesting.
Yeah, looking at one right now. It's at least like 50 feet.
That's rude. Can I upload these while I'm doing it? Okay, good. All my soundboard. I went to use a soundboard sample, and they all went away because of technical difficulties. I'll go fix it. It's not that hard. This is why we saved them and we clipped them before, because we are semi-professional here.
No, we're not professional at all. So this is actually my second podcast today.
Semi-amateur is what I should say.
Yeah. We're semi-pro. That movie, it's a Will Ferrell movie, actually. It's a semi-pro. I've never watched it. But yeah, some hilarious clips. This is actually my second podcast today. And we got a great show ahead for you. We are just kind of riffing about nothing and everything at the exact same time.
It's garbage.
Yes, exactly. That is 100% accurate, my man. How are things going downtown there?
Pretty good. Fun fact, actually, about Lancaster. I guess it got somehow designated like a city of trees. So I found that funny. You were very on point with your fun fact about Lidditz. Got my first chip implanted in my arm today, which was nice. My arm is super sore. Woke up super sore. Switching back to day shift.
Oh.
I didn't tell you that. I just realized.
Yeah. When's that happening?
Sunday. They had to move me. So I'm going to be awake now, like a normal person.
So is this like a permanent switch or just temporary?
For the time being, / if they find a replacement for my position, but possibly not. Like, I'm replacing a guy, kind of, but I was supposed to be added extra to the overnight team. It's very confusing. But anyway, it's basic. It's 2 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. Sundays through Wednesdays.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that.
Dope-tastic.
Yeah, so we'll still be able to do the pod, and I'll actually be able to put, it didn't.
Thoughts together.
Listen, man, I'm trying.
Okay,
Listen, man, I'm trying.
No, shut up.
That one keeps playing over and over. I forgot to warn you about that.
I don't know why that one keeps playing over and over. There were a few samples that we had to use my voice. I know it's.
He just likes listening to himself
because it's garbage.
So we're just going to have some fun today, like Micaiah said. Thanks for checking in on me, bro. We got a few sports things. Obviously, we're dry. Okay, hold up. I saw the funniest screenshot. So last year, Adam Schefter posted, he tweeted, for the first time in forever, we have a real sports thing happening the day of the NFL draft. Not knowing, and he almost got canceled and had to apologize.
That the WNBA
draft was 2 days before.
I remember that. But me and Tab, it's funny that you bring that up, because me and Tabitha talked about why is it that men's sports are so much more interesting than female sports.
And everything except for volleyball, except for like the speed at which men can play.
Yeah.
And here's why like sports like tennis and
gymnastics. I much rather watch women's gymnastics than men's gymnastics.
Maybe just that might just because we're sexists, because they're prettier than men.
No, like women are way better. I mean, women are better at men than like 85% of things. But like women are way better than men at at gymnastics. Like 100%.
Volleyball and tennis is because, actually, their physical weakness.
Watch that. Walk that tightrope.
Physical.
Oh, maybe we should just move on.
They're smaller bodies, and therefore lack of being able to build muscle, much muscle as someone who is like 6'7" and 300 pounds. Allows their reaction time, because we can have the same reaction time because we're awesome, because we're human beings. So the reaction time is higher, but their physical ability is unfortunately capped. So they are able to do like these awesome volleys back and forth, and that's more interesting to us as human beings. I don't know why, because we're golden retrievers, I guess, and we like to watch balls go back and forth. So I think I wipe that top rope. If not,
Well, Mother's Reviews.
How dare you? Number one, how dare you? Number one, how dare you?
I've been clicking. They're just locking.
Well, Mother's Reviews will let us know next week.
We will know. Brought to you by Mother's Reviews.
Yes, indeed.
Dude, that got some traction. That picked us up a good few followers, so you're welcome.
Did it?
Know?
Oh, nice.
I think so. I mean, we spiked after my mom posted.
Yeah, we're up to 9 subscribers now.
Here's a funny thing.
So shout out to you 9. What up? What?
What up? What up?
Welcome to the 717.
That was
what? That was dope.
I'm in danger.
How am I in danger? That was dope.
Because it's garbage.
No, I'm not apologizing for that. So
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
Oh.
The double champ does what the
you hear it now, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I do now that you brought. It sounds like we're 50 seconds out, but not. I now here's your second belt. I do
because he's like,
week.
"Where's my second?" If you watch the full interview, he's like, "Where's my second belt?" Like he's more interested about that.
Apparently, it's Conor McGregor. Of course, he is.
Yeah, apparently, my some of my girlfriend's family peek into this podcast every now and again, and after my wiener dog statement after last week, well, let's just say
they're no longer peeking.
I'm in danger.
Yeah, let's just say that
they're no longer peeking in.
If they
I'm in danger.
What is it with my freaking board today? It's possible, or I'm gonna die next time I see them. One or the other.
Well,
you
were the youngest child for a reason.
Yeah. Condom broke. No, I'm joking.
Burn. You picked a good one with that because it's him loading. I mean, there were a ton you could pick. He does it constantly throughout the show, but that's a good one.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a running gag for him. So it was like going through them all.
That's like Michael Kelso's thing in That 70s Show. For any of you who don't know what that's from, it's from That 70s Show, and that's Ashton Kutcher saying "burn," and that's his thing in the show.
He's cocking a fake shotgun and then having it go off.
Yes. Do you know who is burning right now? Who is on fire?
Chef Curry. Possibly?
Chef.
That was a good transition.
Thank you. I'm getting better at this. My best days I'm only at a B+, and my worst days I'm at a D or an F. But I'm feeling good today. I woke up feeling dangerous. Baker, hit me up.
Nice.
Yeah. Steph Curry is on another level. And last week, Jeb said that Steph Curry couldn't carry a team and he was over the hill. Well, he might not be able to carry a team. His stats might not
Number
mean...
one, how dare you? Number one, how dare you?
Frick, what is it up with my freaking soundboard today? I'm sorry, guys.
It might not translate to wins as they're at the bottom or they're like hanging around the 8th or 9th seed in the Western Conference. Dude's money right now. He's averaging
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
He is, over the last 10 games, he's averaging like 38 points. He's shooting over 50% from 3. He's just ridiculous right now. He's had 9 straight games of 30 plus. He's
Come
ridiculous.
after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
We got some new sounds and Simeon's trying them out.
Simeon's just clicking all the buttons today.
Here's the good. Well, first of all, that does make sense. He is an older player. He will go down as the best shooter of all time.
Yeah,
I somehow know NBA history better than I know NFL history, which is coming up later on the podcast. Spoilers. But it's interesting because he's going to go down as the greatest shooter of all time. He's going to go down as an asterisk because he brought in Kevin Durant for their third championship. His first one, he basically brought to himself because remember, Clay wasn't big until really that second one. Granted, Clay set the record. They went back and forth in year 2. But I agreed with Jeb last week And like people are, they can prove me wrong, but I'm just impressed with what Steph's been able to do. And granted, me and Micaiah were chatting a little bit about this, and we said if Clay was healthy, they would be, especially with LeBron out right now, they would be number one in the West right now.
I felt very good that if Klay Thompson would have been healthy this year with Wiseman, now Wiseman's out, but even with that, and even with
Wiggins,
and even with Mr. Triple Single in Draymond Green, I thought that Golden State,
and fantastically inconsistent Kelly Oubre.
Fantastically inconsistent Kelly Oubre. I definitely thought that they would be able to run it back. Like it would be a lot like the 90s Bulls, where it was a 1-year hiatus because their superstar, this being Steph Curry, was out last year, and Klay Thompson was out, and Kevin Durant had moved on by that point, and now 2 of the 3 were back. I thought that they were going to run it back again. I thought that they had a great chance. Hopefully Klay's and Steph's got something in the tank for next year, because I'm excited. Because Steph right now, you can't stop him. It's 38.2 points a game, 92% from a free throw line, 47% from 3-point, and he's averaging 35 minutes a game. And that's in the last 10 games.
I mean, he's doing better than he did his unanimous MVP season.
Yes, he's playing.
He went 30, 40, 90. He's playing better his MVP season in the past 2 weeks, which is just ridiculous to think about. And excuse me.
Listen, man, I'm trying. Listen, man, I'm trying.
Come on, dude. That was for me burping. The thing about shooters is their career has longevity to it because they're shooters, right? Because it's less physical basketball. We're not talking, it's like the difference between a quarterback and a running back, or, whatever you want to put in, a safety and a running back, they're not.
Yeah. Steph will be able to play.
He'll get 2 or 3 more years as long as he can hit.
Almost until he's 40 if he wants to, coming off the bench. And I mean, as long as he can get up and down the court, he's going to be valuable.
Yeah.
Because he's always going to be able to shoot.
Yeah. And that's, in theory, is the thing. Shooting should get better with age, right? Because your feel should get better as you continue the more shots. In theory, that's how it should compound. Now, whether or not your shoulder can hold up, or your elbow, or whatever you want to say, or you're right, your knees getting up and down the court, and he's had lower leg problems. He could come off the bench and sit in the corner and just jack up threes.
He could be a Kyle Korver. Yeah,
absolutely.
The thing, though, is we have to remember he is 33 years old with an injury history. So this is all great.
Severe injury history, not like a light injury history.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is all fantastic. And I love watching Steph. And he's on tomorrow night against, I don't even know who he's playing tomorrow night on ABC at 8:30. But I'm going to tune in because he's must-see TV right now. But I know, and one of the reasons I'm tuning in, these moments of Steph Curry, these dominant moments, are fleeting, and it's just a shame he's playing Boston tomorrow night, and it's just a shame that we're wasting prime Steph years on a mediocre team. Absolutely,
100%, and. Which, I mean, they tried to put it around him. Everybody got injured.
Yeah. No, it's not for Golden State's lack of.
And to be fair, they're half game out of 8th place right now.
Well, right, but they would still make that play-in tournament. They just have to be through 7 through 10, I think. Yeah.
Also, I think what we're seeing right now is we're seeing a renaissance in a way, or a GOAT, not the GOAT, but a GOAT that it's kind of like watching Tom Brady just absolutely look like he's playing against a middle school team when he plays against some football teams.
It's
We're-
when the wisdom catches up to the talent.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that's kind of beautiful that you don't always realize when you're in the moment is you're with somebody who just blows your mind because of they're reinventing the game. Steph Curry alone
Yeah.
reinvented the game. Great, there were guys before him like Ray Allen and stuff like that, but there are plenty ESPN when he was getting big and stuff like that. It's
There
stats numbers. He reinvented the game where kids aren't trying to break your ankles anymore. They'll pull up on the 3-point line and try to shoot from the 3-point line, and people are shooting more. They're not driving. They're not doing Shaquille O'Neal. This isn't the 90s where it's
Steph Curry is the single reason why centers shoot threes now.
Yes. 100%.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. I mean, that should clarify that. Steph Curry is the reasons why Shaquille O'Neal type centers don't exist anymore.
Why Jokic, why the Joker is who he is today.
Right.
And
yes.
Why I thought Frank Kaminsky was actually going to be a good NBA center.
Well, you got me. Same.
So we were wrong about that. Sorry, guys.
Check. Makai is wrong.
We burned ourselves. So Steph Curry, we're excited that we get to see you blow up into who you are, and we hope that you can
make another title run because it's fun.
It's fun when you make.
Don't let Draymond do all the talking because Draymond is nothing.
Okay. Speaking of talking, you have here that Aaron Donald's swinging at people. I saw something like that. Who the flip is picking a fight with Aaron Donald?
So there's an update on that since I added that. Aaron Donald's lawyer. So someone accused.
I say Donald.
Donald. You are right. Aaron Donald, someone accused Aaron Donald of assaulting him, and I just saw a headline right before we came. Attorney says Rams star aided accuser. So, yeah. Says that there is video evidence refuting the claim by DeVincent Spriggs that Donald physically assaulted him outside a Pittsburgh area nightclub.
Oh, that's right, because he went to Pittsburgh. I forgot that. I forgot he is a PA guy.
As he ducked, let's see. Told you that Spriggs swung a bottle at Donald that grazed his head as he ducked before other people surrounding Donald stepped in. As he ducked, somebody from behind grabs him to stop him from interacting with this guy, Mr. Spriggs. So he holds Aaron back in a sense. At that point, that's when other people come to Aaron's aid and defends him by removing, so to speak, Mr. Spriggs from the area where he is punched and he is fighting. It's a mutual fight at this point between other individuals who Aaron does not really know.
Got it.
So it sounds like
he started it and then someone else finished it, basically?
He started it. He then gets drug away, finishes it with someone else, and then accuses Aaron Donald of swinging at him.
Dude, straight up Pittsburgh. By the way, I didn't know he was born in Pittsburgh. He went to Penn Hills High School. Sorry, this is totally, which is I think outside of Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, went to Pittsburgh
and then went to Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's on the east side of Pittsburgh, outside of Pittsburgh. So that's cool. First of all, shout out PA. That's hilarious. First of all, who would pick? I get that we're guys, and at the end of the day, we're kind of macho.
Yep.
I have said a few things to a few people before, and gotten into it with a few people. But if Aaron Darnold, tackles me in soccer or whatever, and I'm gonna not use it as a soccer player or whatever. I'm not gonna freaking pick on Aaron Darnold.
Donald. What we're doing it. You're doing it again with the names.
You know what?
Listen, man, I'm trying.
Try harder.
Okay.
Number one, how dare you? Number one, how dare you? Number one, how dare you?
It's just gonna repeat. Number one, how dare you? Number one, how dare you? Number one,
yeah, I mean, it works. So you're just stupid for any guy to, and I say that as living in the city where if I'm walking home at 3 a.m. or whatever, and there's a big guy, I'm crossing the street. I don't care what color he is.
Well, yeah,
there's a big guy.
Yeah, who's looking at Aaron Donald?
I mean, like, yeah, I can take him.
6'2", 300 pounds, and is like, yeah, let me pick a fight with this guy. Clearly,
of like 3% body fat too. This isn't a guy who's small either.
Clearly,
it's not like
alcohol was involved. I mean, it was outside of a nightclub. So that's the only way. Because who's gonna even remotely pick a fight with?
It was interesting. My girlfriend and her family are really into college wrestling, which is really cool because it gives me a different sport that I can watch and be interested in. But it's like I can tell at what weight I would pick a fight with the guy. And what weight class I wouldn't. And the answer is 125 or below.
So you would pick a fight with a guy who weighs 70 pounds less than you. That's the weight class.
Muscle. And weighs in at that. He probably runs at 135. Yeah. If he's like, it has to be below 135, and I'm saying 135 or 145. That starts to be like, I'm not gonna. If he bumps into me, I'll say sorry, sort of deal. But yeah.
So if you're
there's a reason that I don't pick on these guys.
If you're saying 135, then I'm at like 95 pounds.
Yeah, you're just gonna if
I'm like the girl. I have to go to the girls' weight classes.
I've seen some of those girls. If I bump into them, I'm saying I'm sorry.
No, but I'm just saying they'll get light enough in the girls' weight classes. I might have a chance.
Sure.
And by might, I mean not at all.
Not at all. And let's be honest, probably 135. I'm screwed. Sort of deal. They're just gonna smack me around. But I have length, so my center of gravity is higher, I guess. I don't know.
I feel pretty confident in my kicking ability that I could kick some people. Definitely.
Mackay is just gonna be like kick ah. You're just gonna hear a high pitched like pterodactyl. It's gonna be like a chicken fighting, except with a higher pitch.
If I was a superhero, my main weapon would be my legs. How would that be for a guy who lost his arms in an accident, but yet he fell in radioactive stuff and it melted his arms on his legs and gave him superpower? So it's just a guy running around with no arms, just kicking people.
Walk me through this. First of all, that sounds hilarious. Second of all, how do you fall in that your arms get burned off and your legs get strengthened? Because most people fall like with your legs pointing down, right? Mm-hmm. Or like horizontal.
So
I know I'm thinking about this too much.
So he loses his arms beforehand. No.
Okay.
So here's what it is. So he's falling, right? And he tries to grab something, right? But he's falling too fast, so it just
and it rips his shoulders
and it just rips his arms right off. So then he falls in, and it gives him superpowers, and it gives him super strength in his legs. So now he's just running around and just kicking people.
I feel like that is
Sorry, Mom.
I feel like that might be offensive.
I don't see how. I don't see how it's offensive.
It's
bringing it's empowering people with no arms and only legs.
Yeah.
Hey, those people can do way more than I can do with 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There's this drifter who literally drifts with no arms. He steers with his feet and shifts and handbrakes with his feet.
Oh, like a car drifter, not like a drifter who drifts through towns.
No, a car drifter.
Okay.
That's just absolutely. So, moral of the story, even when you're drunk, 145 or below, if you're 200 pounds, don't pick on them. Or 145 or above, don't pick on them.
Yeah. And
Just
if you're like me, just don't pick on anyone.
Don't pick on anybody.
Yeah.
Just
Or
be the guy
kick
who holds people back.
Or kick people.
Or kick people.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Speaking of deformed people, Ryan Reynolds, the Hitman's wife bodyguard.
Hitman's wife's bodyguard. You gotta say it slower.
A sequel, and by the way, two people that just work really well together is I just forgot his name.
Samuel Jackson.
Samuel Jackson.
How do you forget Samuel? Oh my goodness. Okay, this has to be a new thing. It has to be a segment or something with you mispronouncing
names.
Yeah, yeah. It's terrible, bro. Like, figure it out. Figure it out.
All right, I have to put that in my notes to get that sample.
You're ridiculous with names. No, why I put in Ryan Reynolds? Dude's everywhere. Have you seen a bad Ryan Reynolds? Like with how much he is on in the media sphere, with how popular he is, I would say he's probably right now the most popular male celebrity. Is that fair to say?
Most popular male actor, probably. I mean, we're probably wrong, but yeah. I think that's
who's more popular than Ryan Reynolds, male-wise, than him right now? Ronaldo?
Oh, who's a more popular male athlete?
No. Who's more popular? Who's a male celebrity that's more popular than Ryan Reynolds right now?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I haven't been seeing him around a lot, but
he's on every other commercial. His mint thing is on. Like, I was watching basketball last night, and it was like every other commercial. It was a trailer for that movie. It was Mint Mobile. It was a commercial for his gin that he has, and his marketing. I mean, dude's a genius. I mostly just wanted to put this as a plea to Marvel and Ryan Reynolds. Can we just shoot a new Deadpool movie? Come on. Guys, please, I'm begging you. Just, and it doesn't even have to be a full. Just give me a little taste. I'm addicted.
Listen, man, I'm trying.
I'm addicted to Deadpool. Just put a little cameo in one of the new Marvel things. Come on. I'm throwing a temper.
Show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Would
just be like the total opposite of the emotion
of what they're going for. I'm throwing currently what I'm doing is throwing a temper tantrum on our podcast about Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool.
And that makes sense.
I feel old. Do you know?
I'm still trying to think of someone who's more.
The answer is no one.
What did you say?
It was a rhetorical question. I feel old. Do you want to know why?
I always want to know why you feel old.
Okay. So first of all, someone asked me what year I graduated high school, and I said 2012, and they're like, oh, I won't graduate until 2023. I'm like, that's
graduate
like
high school.
Yeah, that's like 11 years ago.
But that's not why 2003.
So that's not why I feel old. Why I feel old is, do you know who Alex Rodriguez is?
100%.
Yeah.
Most hated player in baseball.
Yeah. But also the most
for no reason
liked player in baseball.
He's done when he was in baseball, he was 100% hated. Now that he's out of baseball and he's married to J-Lo, he's 100%
loved. They broke up officially yesterday.
After buying a NBA team together?
No, they didn't buy an NBA. This is kind of what I'm getting at, so you're kind of spoiling it. They didn't buy an NBA team together. It was him and a billionaire, I guess.
I thought J-Lo. I thought J-Lo purchased some of it.
No, J-Lo wasn't part of it. So anyway, podcast people, for what I'm trying to get at here, Alex Rodriguez is a shared owner with someone else, another dude, or Mark Loeb, thank you.
Why do I have that off the top of my head?
Why does that name sound familiar?
Because it's very close to the Warriors owner. I'm pretty sure. Okay. And let me just...
that makes sense. Anyway, he bought the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they asked the rookie, he's 19 years old, his name is Anthony Edwards. They asked him, what do you think about Alex Rodriguez buying the team? And he goes, who's that? And he goes, the new owner. And he goes, yeah, I know who's the owner, but why do you say that name like it's supposed to mean something? And then the reporter asks him, do you not know who Alex Rodriguez is? And he goes, other than he's the new owner of the team, no, I don't know who Alex Rodriguez is. Alex Rodriguez is like 6th all time on the home run list. How do you not know who Alex Rodriguez is? Kid's 19 years old. Am I really that old? Mom, I now know how you
Kids
feel.
who, well,
I'm in danger.
To be fair, okay,
To
so
be
two
fair.
things.
I'm in danger.
I didn't tell you that you could do that, first of all. So shut up. Okay.
We're semi-pro, remember?
We're semi-amateur is what we decided to say. Oh, he bought the Minnesota Timberwolves, not the Milwaukee Bucks. What am I thinking? I'm being an idiot.
You
Sorry,
finish
I'm trying to do two things at once.
Yeah, okay. Finish
So
your
first
thought.
of all, from 2000 to 2008, we were really into baseball. Okay, me and you, and we were really into the Red Sox, and that was like the second coming of the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry. And A-Rod and Manny Ramirez and Pedro Martinez. Ramirez. Sorry, I just can't pronounce that last name. It's a thing with me and ours. Okay, sorry guys. That's not me. That's not a segment. Don't clip that. They were like the face of that rivalry. See, I can't say rivalry either. So we know him, but for a kid who's 19, maybe 23 right now, coming up, who did basketball instead? No, of course not.
Still though, Alex Rodriguez would have been on every single episode of Sports Center. Every single one.
And doesn't he work for ESPN
So if he's
too?
19 years old, that's 2002. So let's say he doesn't get into sports until he's 8 or 9. That's 2010 or 11. A-Rod's still in the game at that point. That was like peak A-Rod steroids.
That was steroid era, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then, so fine, he doesn't follow his baseball career. But then you don't know who he is based on who he's dating. And let's be honest, Anthony Edwards knows who J-Lo is for more than one reason. Okay, let's not beat around. Let's not play that game. So I'm not saying that I don't believe him. I'm just saying that it makes me. I don't know how that's possible.
I mean, yeah, I don't either. I'm still. Where's the flip?
Like I wonder.
I cannot find anything on Wikipedia regarding him buying this team.
Like I wonder if he knows who Derek Jeter is.
Yeah, that would be like someone not knowing who Kobe is. Like Derek Jeter and Kobe. I feel like they're on the same echelon of...
Well, that's what I thought about Alex Rodriguez. Like every baseball fan, let's call it modern day baseball fan, from my age, sort of my generation, millennials, zillennials, whatever, Gen Z, they should know who Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Big Papi, Clayton Kershaw, and Mike Trout are. And that's it.
Yeah, and to be fair, those are in two different generations, quote unquote, of baseball players. But you're not wrong. By the way, him and J-Lo were trying to buy the Mets.
Yes, they failed, and Steve Cohen bought the Mets. Yeah,
and I can't find. Did he buy the Minnesota Timberwolves?
I mean, they had a segment on it on ESPN, so I can only assume so. This is great podcasting.
This is just great podcast. Yeah, I can't. Why? Okay, there he is. Yeah, so it is interesting. Inches closer to buy NBA franchise. Okay, so he's getting.
Well, then maybe he's not.
It wasn't official. I knew they accepted it. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. This is me. Makai just carried us.
As normal.
Because it's garbage.
So I guess there's that one. I don't know what soundbite to use for that one. So anyway, not knowing who A-Rod is, I kind of understand. I'm going to disagree with you here. Sorry. Just real quick.
Yeah.
I disagree with you.
Uh-huh.
I think it's fair to not know who A-Rod is. If you didn't know who Derek Jeter was, 100%.
All right, so Anthony Edwards, do you know who Derek Jeter is?
Yeah. If he doesn't, then it's just like, all right, then you should know both. Like, I'm going to give you your sins.
The
your sins cast both.
The team reporter for the Minnesota Timberwolves, go ask Anthony Edwards if he knows who Derek Jeter is. We need that answer on the 4th and 1 pod. We need that answer. That is information that America needs right now.
Right now. It's the most important. Don't care about who's pulling out of Afghanistan or who's bombing Syria. It's, does Anthony Edwards know who Derek Jeter is?
Or what's at the bottom of the ocean.
Speaking of goats, I'm going to transition here real quick.
Okay.
Not that A-Rod is a goat. He's not.
I don't think we were talking about goats at all.
Speaking of really good sports players.
Okay. Who that have or have not used steroids?
Yeah, who may or may not have.
He fits both categories.
I'm actually of the thing that we should just have a sports league that just let people do whatever they want to their body, like the WWE minus like the fixing. So if you just want to use steroids and mark up balls and rub dirt on them or whatever, like have standards, but then be like, all right, but you have to do all the work and you have to show us how you do it. Then yeah, we should let them do that.
And you have to do it live on camera and post it to your YouTube channel.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that would be sick. I would watch all of that.
Can you imagine Justin Verlander making a YouTube video? So this is how I doctor the balls. I take a little tar and I rub it for 20 minutes. And then I take some, I don't know what that white powder stuff is, baby powder, I don't know. And then I put that on the chalk. And then I rub that for 10 minutes. And then I throw it to the ball boy. And the camera pans and there's just some 15-year-old ball boy standing there with this huge bag of balls.
But it'd be really cool.
But it'd be fascinating television.
It would be.
All right, what do you want with goats?
I saw this TikTok today of this coach who was asking kids who the greatest quarterback of all time is.
Okay.
And his answer was Dan Marino.
Okay.
The coach's answer. All the kids were getting it wrong. They were guessing like Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, like.
So this wasn't an opinion question. He had the right
to run
answer.
Back and forth. They were a football team. They had to run if they got the answer wrong. Quote unquote.
Yep.
Um.
So the coach is actually the wrong one in this situation. But continue.
Yeah. So my question is: are me and you biased? This is a very deep question for this podcast. Are you and me biased because we didn't see like Steve Young and Dan Marino play? Or are we biased to winning, or is it skill?
Yeah, so the question is twofold. First of all, the GOAT conversation, the greatest of all time conversation could be looked at in terms of talent, stats, or wins. It's one of those two. And most of the time, talent and stats go together. So let's just call it stats. And then wins. And wins are a whole nother thing.
And also, to be fair, I feel like the quarterback GOAT conversation is the easiest to have.
Right. So are we biased? Are we recency bias is your main question. My problem, and I think that the answer to that will always be yes. Except for whatever reason, the Michael Jordan conversation. I don't know why Michael Jordan gets excluded from this from the recency bias conversation, but he has transcended that conversation. But
you're split. It's almost 50-50 between LeBron and Michael Jordan.
Well, it's getting better. It's getting better, but for the longest time it was Michael Jordan and no one else is touching Michael Jordan. And now it's only 50-50 when it literally in every other sport. I mean, people are naming Patrick Mahomes the greatest of all time. He's been around for 5 minutes.
Right. When Tom Brady's career has been longer than Patrick Mahomes has been alive.
So yes, in any GOAT conversation, there's a recency bias. Definitely. Are we? I don't think so, because the greatest of all time to me is Tom Brady, and he has the stats and the wins to back it up, and the Super Bowl rings. So I don't know how anyone could argue with that. And now he's done it with two different teams and one franchise,
two different coaches
that is historically inept. He turned around and like that. So
actually, spoiler alert, disagree that the Buccaneers are historically inept. They're not the Jets. They're historically inept. They're not the Mets. They're historically inept.
Go look at
Right.
the Buccaneers. Go look at the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are historically inept.
They've won coming out, becoming a franchise. They had what's his name? Tony Dungy.
Yep.
Okay, they hired him. He set that ship on the right path. Then they brought in Gruden. He won a Super Bowl for them, and then left. And they've always kind of been floating around there. And granted, they've been around good teams in the NFC South, that they're like the Saints and the Falcons have been historically just iconic teams when it comes down to the NFL. And so they've been they floated a lot. Unlike the Jets, when was the last time the Jets were good? The 80s? The one time they went to
with Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez
for 2 years? Consistently good. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had a 3 or 4 year stretches where they were historically good. And that's really what makes a team not
so I'm on there. I'm on Tampa Bay Buccaneers Wikipedia page.
Okay, and we've totally transitioned the subject here about historically inept teams. By the way,
we're semi-amateur podcast people. Yep. No one cares about us anyway. So 1976 to 1970. These are just the content. How they're.
I'm thinking of the Jags.
This is just the content. This is like the heading of the content. 1976, 1978, woeful beginnings. So I'm going to guess they're pretty awful then. Then 1979 to 1982, first playoff berth and Doug Williams era. All right, I'll give you their semi. Then 83 to 96, the dark ages.
But to be fair, the 80s were not a good time for football to begin with.
It doesn't matter. Who cares?
It does.
It does not.
In this argument. I do in this argument.
They were good.
Number one, how dare you?
They were good, like, maybe in the past 26 years, they have maybe been good for total 4 seasons.
No.
Yes.
It's more than that.
No, it's not.
Tony Dungy was 96 in 2001. And they were good for at least 5 of those years. They fired him. They shouldn't have. That was a stupid move by them.
In the 90s,
and then they had John Gruden, which means that they were good for another 5 years. So that means for at least 10 years.
No. Okay, so in 97, they went 10-6. So this is 90. This is 96.
That's better than most. That's better than most.
So they went 10-6 as a wild card team.
Okay.
Then 98, they finished 8-8, mediocre. 99, they went 11-6 and lost in the NFC Championship game. So I'll give you that's 2 years so far. 2000, 2001. They made the playoffs each of those. Okay, so that's 4. When Dungy was fired in that season, and they won the Super Bowl in 2002, so that's 5. Yeah. And then ever since then, it's been downhill, and they had one 10-6 season. So okay, I wasn't that far off. I said 4, and it's 6.
I mean, technically, if you count, they actually didn't win the division this year. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they did not. In
I forgot about
2004, they were 5.
So if we look at division titles, which means you're not inept, okay?
Yeah.
If you look at division titles, 79, 81, break, inept, okay?
Yep.
When you have coaches whose records probably combined for like under a quarter winning percentage, you're inept. Then you have Tony Dungy, who gets you a good 5 years.
Their division championships since I've been born are 99, 2002, 2005, and 2007. That's 4. They have made the playoffs since I've been born in 97, 99, 2000, 2001, 2, 5, 7, and then recently 2020.
Okay. Now, let's go look at the same exact thing.
Oh, you want to look at the Jets?
I'm looking at the Jets. Except I have to find where the frick they are, because they are not. Is that it?
Oh, excuse me.
So they have finished in the bottom of the AFC East in the past 4 years. 3 out of the 4 of them.
Okay, so since I've been born, they have won the AFC twice, only twice. But they have, since I've been born, they made the playoffs in 98, 2001, 2, 4, 6, 9, and 10. It's the same team. So if you're going to say the Jets are inept, the Buccaneers are also inept. Until this last season.
Because it's garbage.
You're
Sorry, Mom.
I messed up. Okay, you're right.
All right. Thank you. All right.
But for the past decade, they've been inept.
Yeah. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Historically was an over exaggeration, but in my lifetime, the Buccaneers and the Jets have been more inept than they have been not in depth.
Who's been more inept in your lifetime, the Phoenix Suns or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Frick, the Orlando Magic or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We'll stay in the same state.
Okay. With not knowing off the top of my head, I'm gonna say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
This is what I'm saying. If we're listing the most inept franchises in our lifetime across the 4 major sports, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are very low on that list. They're not high, in my opinion. There are a lot more. There is a lot of baseball teams that I would throw on there.
No, for sure. But if we're talking
staying in the state, the Miami Marlins,
if we're talking the NFL teams, they're going to be high on that list. The Buccaneers, until recently,
any team Jeff Fisher touched automatically goes on the inept list and is higher than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jeff Fisher is the epitome of 8-8.
Yes, exactly, and that's
no. Not even 8-8, 7-9.
7-9. It's 7 and 9.
Just shy
Maybe
of
6
average.
Yeah,
just shy of average.
Which actually, funny enough, makes him average, but that's beside the point. Sorry, they're not high on that list of inept franchises for me. Just because you drafted Jameis Winston and he immediately tanked like an idiot does not make you inept.
I saw a meme about Jeff Fisher, and it goes, "Someone should hire Jeff Fisher. He'll no longer be able to go 8-8 anymore. He's guaranteed not to go 8-8."
Well, at least that's right. I want to see here real quick. What is he doing with his life? Is he even coaching still? Yes, he's an advisor for Tennessee State.
All right. Well, Tennessee State won't be winning anytime soon.
They're also in the FCS, I think.
All righty.
Yes, they're in the Ohio Valley Conference, that powerhouse of a conference.
So I'm going to bring in some...
Change that subject.
Yeah. Since we're kind of talking, since you brought up college football, Trevor Lawrence came out this week and said he really doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. Do you have a problem with that?
No.
I don't either. The kid has...
He's going to have a way. If he doesn't after his first season, yes.
Well...
The dude has lost in his football career has lost this many games.
Total. Yeah.
Total.
Since
high school, college.
Now he's going to
He's going to the Jags. He's going to lose this many in his first 5 games.
Right. Yeah. So what I will say about that and why I don't have a problem
if not,
with
he's the second coming of Jesus, by the way.
Is everybody is looking at this like, oh, like he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. Tom Brady has a chip on his shoulder. You need that chip to play in the NFL. Listen, this kid knows who he is and knows his ability and knows what it takes to win in the National Football League. He doesn't need a chip because he knows what he has to do.
Tom Brady didn't have a chip on his shoulder until he went to Tampa. Changed my mind.
No, He definitely, all throughout his Patriots career, he had a chip on his shoulder. Maybe
Beginning
not
of his Patriots career.
Yeah, no, for sure. At the beginning, he did. You don't have to have a chip on your shoulder to be good at what you do. You just have to be committed to your job, and that's basically what this is. Like, I don't have to be.
There's
I
a
don't.
difference of.
I don't have to be. I don't have to have my chip on the shoulder about healing ortho patients at my job. I just have to be good and committed to show up every day and know what I'm doing.
There's a difference between ferocity and having a chip on your shoulder. And the difference between ferocity and having a chip on your shoulder is longevity, basically, is the ability to keep your ferociousness going.
Right.
And your passion moving. Having a chip on your shoulder, that's like getting pushed and then being able to fight back right away. Like, that's just adrenaline. A chip on your shoulder is just adrenaline. Being ferocious all the time takes effort, takes training, takes concentration. And
LeBron's not playing with a chip on his shoulder. LeBron knows exactly who he is and what he's about and what it takes.
Because he's ferocious.
Right.
If LeBron walks down the street and he runs into me, I'm apologizing to him.
Yeah.
Okay?
Michael Jordan had a chip on his shoulder, played like he had a chip on his shoulder.
But he was still ferocious.
Early in his career, but then later in his career, I mean, So I think what all the analysts and everyone is seeing with Trevor Lawrence is he's wise beyond his years. He already knows.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
That's ferociousness. That's not a chip on your shoulder.
Right, exactly.
Actually, perfectly good example, you know?
Yeah, great.
You know, chip on your shoulder is...
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
That's chip on your shoulder mentality. That fades away, and you're Oklahoma State, and you haven't been relevant since ever, you know? So, I don't care. It's draft season. It's time to hype up everything and nothing at the same time.
I watched this guy to hype everyone up and downplay everyone at the exact same time.
I watched this guy who made an apologize video to Justin Herbert and being like, listen, I got caught in the hype. And this is what me and you've been saying this whole time with Zach Wilson. It's just like, guys, you're all just saying the same thing because you want to get clicks and you want to feel good about yourself.
And Justin Fields is sitting right there.
And Justin Fields is sitting right there, who probably now, you know...
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Now he has a chip. Yeah.
Now he probably has a chip. The question is not, how do they do coming into the NFL? The question is, how do they stay in the NFL? Because, you know, there's the welcome to the NFL moments or the welcome to the league. My favorite is, I think it's Joel Embiid. You know, he dunks on this kid. He dunks on the guy who went to play for the Phoenix Suns last year. You know, who got drafted number 1 overall. I forget his name.
Deontay Ayton.
He destroys him on the rim. And Joel Embiid looks at him and goes, welcome to the bleeping league, with his, you know, Nigerian, I forget where he's from.
No, it's
Cameroonian accent. Destroys him. Absolutely demoralizes the guy. And welcome. That's the difference. If a guy can get back up, that's what I want to know. Immediately coming into the NFL, it's going to be nice. How's it going? You know, walking through OTAs, you know, all the rookie stuff. First day of practice is, guys, your soul is now mine. And the devil wishes he was as good as I was.
And Trevor Lawrence, by the way, Justin Houston's in Indianapolis, and he's coming for you.
Yeah. And guess what, dude? You're cheap right now. I will break you. Okay, yeah. You are getting hit. Like, I'm at the first practice. If we're doing full run throughs, my quarterback's getting hit. I want my court. I want.
You're absolutely right.
First week, when I'm not going to injure him.
This isn't about having a chip on his shoulder. It's about being resilient. And how resilient are you? And
there's a difference between a Marcus Mariota and these two quarterbacks and a Jameis Winston. Two different resilience levels, both low, but two different resilience levels, right? Baker, do you remember the video last year? the Bengals, and frick, I just forgot the quarterback's name. Simeon forgets the name.
Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow running away from the entire team.
Yes. Yeah. Joe Burrow just...
Yeah. And
Joe Burrow in college making everyone miss,
Right.
throwing dimes on the run. Joe Burrow in the NFL running away from the Bengals defensive line who's
That's the
hunting
difference
him down.
between resilience and not, right? I woke up in the morning feeling dangerous is resilience.
Oh, 100. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Repping
If Carson Wentz doesn't show up and show some resilience, that's a problem. If you want to talk about somebody who's right on the edge and you can watch to see if they actually have resilience, is Carson Wentz.
Absolutely. So to wrap this up, you sent me something from All Sports Culture on Instagram, and it's building the dream franchise for the four major sports only. Sorry, WNBA and everybody else, MLS, soccer and everybody else. So it says offense right now. Is this present day or is this historically? Because the Brooklyn Nets historically have been not great.
I feel like if you were building a team today, knowing everything that you know,
a franchise,
not a team. If you can pick, if you can build a franchise, knowing what you can today and being able to pick anybody out of any year with the skill level of today. So basically, adjust for inflation for today.
But my thing is, why do they have the Nets as the offense?
Oh,
wouldn't you want to take the Lakers?
No.
Why?
The ceiling is higher for the Nets.
The Lakers historically have had the greatest offensive players in NBA.
I'm not adjusting Kobe and Shaq for inflation and putting them up against Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. But
that was my very first question. So is this current day or is this historically?
If we're doing this, we're doing it current day.
Okay.
If we're building this, we're allowing current day. We're going back and looking at historically, but we can pick them out. So it's like, if I have to put a team, if I'm creating a team, if I'm creating Dream Franchise in Madden or whatever the case may be, okay, and I want the skill level of any team, adjusted for inflation is what I'm saying, right? So, if they're 87, now they'd be 94, whatever.
Okay.
Today. I'm still picking the Brooklyn Nets. Like, it's not just historically. Like, I'm not going to go to the 03-04 Lakers and put them up against the Brooklyn Nets for today.
But we're building our dream franchise.
Right.
So,
but there's a history level, right? This is just offense, right? Whose offense of historically do I want?
The Lakers.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
No, I'll pick them. I'll put them in the history. The history section, their history of their franchise.
And so today, you don't want LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who just won an NBA championship.
No.
Okay, well, we should just end this podcast right here. This is,
I'm in danger.
This is going nowhere.
Because it's garbage.
No, that's your opinion right now. Okay.
No, that's your opinion.
I don't want
play
LeBron
the
James.
Come After Me sound. Play that.
I'm trying to remember which one that is.
It literally
Come
said,
after me.
Yeah.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
That was the dumbest thing you just said.
No,
yes.
Because their offense is more explosive and has the ability to be better.
No.
Maybe.
But
the Warriors of 2 years ago.
You're taking into account both today and then you're going back and adjusting for inflation. That's what you're saying, right?
If I'm taking last year's
Lakers.
No, if I'm taking last year's Lakers against this year's Nets, I'm taking the Nets.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's fair. It's totally fair.
But then that's like saying, okay, I'm gonna go back and take the 1980s Lakers and put them up against the Nets now.
Okay, that's a good comparison. That's actually pretty good. Adjusted for inflation, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes,
holy crap!
But that's what I'm saying.
Of the way.
But that's
I'm going to take them over LeBron and Anthony Davis any day.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Historically, the Lakers have had these great offensive players, now they have the two best. They have the best offensive. They have the best player in the league right now, when he's healthy, LeBron James, he's still the best player in the league.
No one cares!
Everybody cares. And you are out of your mind. Fine. We'll just move on because we're going to defense, the LA Dodgers. Sure. I have no idea if their defense is good or any not, but I'm just going to assume by this thing there is.
I mean, they have all the talent.
Yeah. You could also take the Virginia Cavaliers college basketball team because all they do is play defense.
Syracuse.
Syracuse sucks.
Their defense is good.
No, it's not.
Virginia Cavaliers defense is only good because their offense runs
coaching. I think that's pretty easy. You're taking the Patriots.
You're taking the Patriots.
Front office, the Tampa Bay Rays. I thought that was very interesting. And me and my buddy at work were laughing because the Tampa Bay Rays, they'll suck for like 3 years.
So
and then they'll be good for like 5 years and then suck.
The Tampa Bay Rays accidentally won a Super Bowl. I mean, a World Series. Sorry.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. In 2004? No, that was the Red Sox. Sorry. In 2010?
Nope.
When was their last Super Bowl? When was their last?
They've never won they've made it.
Yes, they have.
No, they have not.
Just going to look this up real quick. Oh, nope. I lied. That's the AL pennant. 2008 is what I'm thinking of.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then last year they were in the World Series as well.
Yes. When they got to the World Series in 2008.
But it's like World Series and then they're the worst
but the reason
team in
they're
baseball,
on the list is because they stumbled into that 2008.
Well, they keep doing it. Their drafting ability is awesome. They always draft players
that's
who
why
they
you want their
then
front
sell
office.
for
Do you not get
draft
the point
picks.
of this segment?
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, no,
I said Tampa Bay.
Shut your face. I'm very upset at you. Okay, the point is to build the best dream franchise today. Okay,
yes, and
so you're taking the Lakers. You're taking the 2019-2020 LA Lakers as your offense.
You're the one who said all that BS about adjusting for inflation and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. You're taking them and putting them in 2020, adjusting them for inflation, right?
Yes.
Giving them the Madden curve, shall we say.
Okay.
That's who you're taking as your offense. The point, we're not looking at history. We're picking one season. Just one season. We're not looking at history.
I can't with you. So are we taking it current day or the entire span of the franchise?
One effing season. Except for the categories that don't count.
Except for the categories
because there are two categories that don't count. You can't look at the history. No, stop. Shut up. Shut your face. You can't look at the season. You can't look at history, right? The era, the aura of a team, right? Like the Yankees, like the Lakers, like the Celtics, so on and so forth, like the Red Sox. You can't look at these teams and be like, who do I want the backstory of? You know, who do I want the history, the je ne sais quoi of?
You can't have both. Here's what I want
yes,
you.
You can.
No.
I don't want an offense. No. I don't want a history of an offense. I want an offense that produces now.
Are we picking current offense today, April 16th? Are we picking April 16th teams, or are we picking the history of the franchise? Pick right now.
No. You're picking. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you have offense, defense, coaching, front office, history, stadium, uniform, logo, mascot, fan base. Okay.
Really, I just want to jump to the mascot thing because I don't know why Gritty's on there.
Because everybody loves Gritty for some reason.
No, everyone hates Gritty. It should be the Philly Fanatic. He's the best mascot by far. Whoever made this list is out of their gourd. You're out of their gourd. And you know what? We're just done because now we're just yelling at each other.
Well, that's because you're wrong.
I'm right. You know what? We're not getting into this. Everyone, this has been the 4th and 1 podcast. We still love each other, even though we yell at
because it's garbage.
Even though we yell at each other. Everyone, wear your mask, wash your hands, clean off your phone.
To apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
God bless and take care. Peace out.
Yeah, everyone.